Alright, so this is going to be my first playthrough of the game Eastshade. Everything I know about this game is that it's essentially an open world walking simulator, for lack of a better term. It's basically all exploration, and you play as a painter in a sort of fantasy world, and you basically go around looking at things and making things into beautiful pictures. That's pretty much everything I know about it, and I don't know, I'm pretty excited for it. I think I'm really in the mood for this type of game right now, and I don't know much else about it. I've heard some pretty good things, so I'm pretty excited. I think I'm going to actually mute myself for the entirety of the playthrough, and maybe toward the end when I just stop playing for this session, I'll give some of my thoughts on it. But from what I've seen, it looks like it's aiming for a feeling of like giving you that pure exploration excitement that I get from like Morrowind or Oblivion or games like that, but it just focuses just on that and just being pretty and atmospheric. So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to mute myself now and just let the game play out. I haven't actually seen anything yet. I've just gone through the options and just tried to make sure things are optimized and that I'm actually streaming and capturing game audio. So hopefully that actually works out. So let's play.
Forgive an old woman, but I forgot your name. What was it again? Would you mind getting my book from the sleeping quarters? It would spare my bones the trip. It's called Great Voyages. Thank you very much. I've read this old book many times. Seems I find something new each read. And no matter how many times I've read it, it never fails to get me excited for adventure. Are you the adventuring type? Ah, after my own heart. I've had a lifetime of it, believe it or not. If you're sticking around in Eastshade, maybe I'll tell you all about it sometime. Captain Ilona told me we'll be landing in Lindo shortly. I think we're all antsy to arrive.
I've never been to Eastshade. I've heard wonderful things about it. Did you know that the people there used to cover their mouths with garments? I've heard that since gone out of style. Quite a strange fashion fad if you ask me. As long as Eastshade doesn't rock like this ship, I will love it. It's the quaint little seaside town we'll be landing in. It's one of the many gems of the country, I hear. Almost there.
Oh, that did not sound good.
You've woken. Do you remember what happened? I'm glad your memory's intact. You washed up on this beach just a short while after the ship sank. One doesn't last long in water this cold. From what I've heard, you were the only passenger misplaced during the wreck. The others are safe in town. Eastshade, of course. Specifically, my home. I usually don't take visitors, but in this case I can hardly blame you for floating in unannounced. Only your reason. Don't forget to take it when you leave. Even the frigid tide couldn't bring you to part from it. It must mean a great deal to you. I was about to head into town to share news of your survival. You should go there and let them know yourself. It's just up the path. On your way, then. I was about to head into town to share news of your survival. You should go there and let them know yourself. It's just up the path. On your way, then.
Oh, it's you! You're on the ship. What happened to you? Oh, thank goodness. We thought you were lost. Oh, what a horrible experience. I'm so glad to see you're safe. What brought you to Eastshade anyway? Very adventurous of you. I came to visit my family. You look like you could use a nice cup of tea. This flavor is a bit strong for some people, but the effects can be lifted with a sip of water from your water skin. Our captain is in a terrible state. I suppose that's to be expected. She won't even leave the dock. Perhaps it would console her to know that we all survived. You should speak with her. My family lives here in Lindo, so I'll be staying with them. If you find that night is coming and you're in need of a place to stay, you should check the inn. You'll be comfortable there. It gets cold around here at night. You shouldn't be out without a proper coat. After that wreck, I may just settle down here for a while. Are you wondering about anything else?
I'm a bird!
A newcomer. In the future, if you're ever in need of carriage to Nava, I'm your driver. My ox is strong, no?
I good at flying? I know, but I bet I could actually fly if I put my mind to it. My dad says that I can do anything as long as I put my mind to it.
Who's there? Nika? Is that you? You must be one of the tourists. Terrible about the sinking and all that. Glad you're okay. Yada yada, etc. But will you go get Nika, the innkeeper? I need help. It's stuck, obviously. Now, would you be so kind as to go get Nika for me? It happens. It's fairly normal, really. Doesn't it happen to you from time to time? But seriously, will you get the innkeeper? Brilliant. I'll wait here. Ugh.
Watch me soar like a bird!
Great viewpoint, isn't it? You must be the traveler from the wrecked ship. Oh, good. Ingolf needs some visitors every now and then. I wish he would spend more time in town, but he'd rather be alone. Yes, I run the inn. I always keep a full stock of soup and tea to refresh weary travelers. When I was young, I traveled all over this island. I'd love to adventure again one day. Look, the eclipse is starting. Not a bad show, right? I try to come up here every day. I guess it just doesn't get old for me. Anyway, if you haven't got lodging for the night, feel free to stay at the inn. I'll leave the upstairs room unlocked for you. Drop in at your leisure. Don't worry about payment. Shipwreck survivors stay free of charge. Oh, by the way, I know of someone who would very much enjoy meeting you. She's an avid painter and very excited about her work. She's still working on some things, and I bet she'd love to hear a tip from a professional. She usually hangs out near the inn. Take care now. Ah, the traveling artist. Oh, of course he does. And what is it this time? Again? That's like the 8th time. All right, then, we'd better go help.
I can do it if I put my mind to it! I can't fly if I don't even try!
You're not a bird, Lenny. You need to come down right now. You're going to get hurt.
Everybody, turn around!
What? Why?
If you don't all turn right now, I'm gonna jump!
Okay. Everyone turn around. I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's time to come down now.
I stay busy working this stuff.
I can't believe
It's
it.
hard,
I
but
flew.
fulfilling for me.
Of course you did. I'm just glad you're back down. Don't do that again, okay?
Okay, now that I know I can fly, I won't do it again. Ah!
Yeah, we've had quite a few shipwrecks here. There's a reef surrounding the bay, and that's what does it. It shouldn't slow down traffic too much, though. I'm just glad you all made it. I work on the docks almost every day. If you ever have any questions about Lindau, come on over, and I'll do my best to help. Lindau is a nice port town, although we don't have much to export anymore, aside from bloom sacks. And most of our tourism these days are just people passing through, on the way in or on the way out of Nava.
Oh, it's really stuck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty stuck.
I think what we need here is some soap. Would you be a dear and fetch some soap from Amin's house? It's just down the stairs and across the courtyard.
Hello there. Can I help you, traveller? Soap? Well, certainly. May I ask why? He did. Is he a friend of yours? Ah, well, I shouldn't gossip then. He's just such a peculiar man. And you know what? I think Lenny is going to have some real issues when he grows up. Well, you've seen him. The boy is unhinged. And not just that. I've been hearing a lot of yelling coming from that house. I think it's quite a broken home. You know, I imagine you'll be traveling all around this island, being a tourist and all. Perhaps when you get to Nova, you should let the sheriff know about Isan. I think it's only right, you know, for Lenny. Well, it's a small town. If word ever got back to Isan that I was the one that reported him, things might be a little awkward, being such a close neighbor and all. Of course, you're right. I suppose it's a bit selfish of me to worry about a little awkwardness when it's a matter so serious. I'll head over to Nava as soon as I get the chance. Right. Well, here's some soap. Safe travels.
Hey, are you an artist? Hey, you have an easel! Are you an artist? So am I! Do you want to see what I made? Look! It took all day. But I want to make my next one even better. What should I do? But I don't know how to make a canvas. All right! You're a nice artist after all. I know where some boards are. Follow me.
Did you see when it ran a reef? I've never seen anything like that.
terrible waste of a good ship.
And it went down so quickly. It's amazing anyone can have.
Now we just need the fabric. I don't know where to find that. Maybe we should ask someone. Let's keep going.
So you've survived too. There's only one of us has been lost at sea. Who? Only the most important one of us all, Annabelle! Doesn't sound... I see. She carries you across the oceans and you don't even learn her name. Annabelle! My ship! My wooden, sea-loving daughter! Killed by the damned reefs when we came into this miserable town. Kind of you to say so. Kindness does nothing to bring sweet Annabelle back to me. Off with you! Trade your life for hers. There's fabric all around us, just look. Or ask that dock worker over there. It's really a terrible place to be stranded. Ship-murdering town. Oh, a ship. Such a good ship she was. Now leave me be.
So we have everything we need now, right? We can make a canvas from this stuff? Could you paint something? I want to watch a real artist.
Watch your step there. Lots of moving boxes round here. You're looking a little waterlogged. Guessing you just came in off of that ship. Think you even got some seaweed hanging from your ear. Yeah, we all have those days, right? I mean, my dad got in a shipwreck once. He wasn't as lucky as you, though. Oh, no, he's fine. Just lost his leg is all. Now he gets to order us around even more. So, you'll probably be exploring all over, right? Would you do me a huge favor? My brother loves raspberry-filled pastries. Loves them. He can't get enough. But raspberries don't grow here. So he puts in an overseas order every 2 weeks. It's crazy, really. Now, the thing he hates is grape-filled pastries. I mean, we all hate them, obviously, but he hates them even more. He'd destroy them all if he could, you know? He once saw an old lady eating some, and he grabbed the box and threw it in the ocean. It was the craziest thing. Okay, so what I did was fill his raspberry pastry bag with, grape pastries. Can you imagine what he's gonna do when he eats one? He'll go insane! He's always suspicious of me doing something like this, though, so it would be perfect if you could play along and act like you're a, delivery person. So, what do you say? You deliver them to him? Perfect! You gotta play the part, though. Really make him think they're raspberry pastries. This'll be great. Here, take these. My brother lives over in Nava, so I'll meet you there in a few days, alright? I'll probably be near the bakery. You just come find me, and I'll point my brother out to you.
Give me some space. When I was a boy, legends came to Lindau with strange spices.
I want to try.
and
Can I have a
fabrics.
canvas? We found
Yeah,
enough
we'll be
stuff,
back in
right?
a long time, though.
Painting is amazing! I want to try. Can I have a canvas? We found enough stuff, right? Yes! I'm going to use this for Miss Nika's next painting. She loves art so much. Hey, Miss Nika loves art like us. She always likes my paintings. I bet she'd like yours too. She really likes the eclipse. You should draw her that.
You have the soap? Well, let's try this thing then. Here, let me have that soap.
Well, I guess it was convenient that you dropped in when you did. Thanks for getting Nika. Well, you are a nosy tourist, aren't you? Beeswax! I mean, That nosy, stuck-up goody two-talon. If you had to deal with what I have to deal with. She just doesn't like me because I'm not posh like her. This whole town is stuck up. Them and all their judging eyes. You know what? Get out of my house. You're just like everyone else in this town. Coming in here and telling me I'm a bad father? Get out! I know that's what you meant. Just get out.
I feel so adventurous staying here in Lindo. I live in Nava, but sometimes I just long for the primitive lifestyle Lindo offers. How humorous you are! I like that in a person. Some may find the story of my journey utterly inspiring. Nothing could have prepared me for the muddy paths, the unbearable heat. I even had to eat outside. Overall, it was a dreadful experience, but I braved through it all. I'm guessing you're a bit inexperienced in travel safety. Perhaps you should consult me for advice before your next journey. I so dearly wish my friends could see how adventurous I've become.
Father was a fisher of these oceans, so I've been out on the sea plenty of times. I could never be a fisher, though. Sea monsters.
You look well. Goodness, that painting of the eclipse is lovely. Is it for me? I bet Sandra put you up to this. Ah, this is lovely. You're too kind. I'm going to hang this in the room upstairs. It's a bit more calm than Nava. I think it's quite a nice place to relax. I lived there for a few years, working as a baker. I do miss the bustle of the city sometimes. I think the dock workers used fabric sacks with the incoming and outgoing shipments. You might ask one of them. Certainly. My garden is filled with all sorts of wriggly critters. Certainly. The salty sea air never gets old. That poor man. He had quite a gruff personality. Not very sociable. But I don't think he meant to offend people. I hope he's very happy, wherever he is. Take care now.
Alright, so I think I'm going to end the PlayStation here. This was really cool. I was really surprised by a lot of this. A lot of it was way more than I expected. Like, I had heard some things like this tries to take inspiration from just the pure exploration moments of, like, just exploring games like Morrowind and those types of first-person RPGs and stuff like that. And I was really, like, the very first opening area, you're starting on a boat, which is very reminiscent of that starting area in Morrowind, and all the characters in the game are like anamorphic animals, kind of like the Khajiit and the Argonians from those games and stuff like that. But other than that, like, the game is very chill. Like, there's no combat as far as I know, but I'm surprised to see, like, a crafting system. You can explore and just grab items from around the world, which is one of those small things that can help you engage with the environment and stuff like that. And even the idea of having to build your canvases to make your paintings, and having inspiration as a resource where, you know, you have to think about what you're going to do with your paintings and find really good angles, and it makes you just look at things more. So it's like, it's not just like taking a screenshot where you can just take as many as you want and find the perfect thing. It's like, it makes me want to, like, actually look at the environment and actually make sure I'm capturing a good angle and good light and stuff like that, because, you know, I'm going to spend this inspiration, I'm going to spend these resources to make this canvas. It just makes me contemplate a little bit longer, and I think that's a really cool idea. And the characters, like, it's kind of rough around, there's a lot of parts of this game that are clearly rough around the edges, but even the characters, like, I took that one painting of the kind of the doofus with the pot off his head because he got so angry because he perceived that I was insulting him. I don't know, I just, in that moment, I'm like, I want to make this guy look very small, and so I'm going to back all the way out and just capture him alone in his mess. And if the character dialogue hadn't gone the way it did, like, I wouldn't have had the inspiration to do that painting. Maybe it's a stupid painting to do, but it's just like, because they had that storyline there, it's like, I want to capture this guy in this situation. I just want to capture this moment this way. And it's things like that that, like, that's a really cool thing. It just made me think about that scene differently and made me want to capture that. So I don't know, really impressed. You know, all the rough parts, like, I had several glitches, like just flying in the air, I think just cramming against a part of that bridge near the docks. Maybe that'll be a speedrunning strat or something eventually. And surprised by some things, like some dialogue seemed to glitch at some point. And the whole going out at night and being too cold, and I thought that was cool, and I thought I had an item in my inventory that would allow me to avoid the cold, but I think I clicked the T at the same time that it was going to just boot me back to bed because it was too cold out, and so it wasted the T. Like, I don't think it had any effect on anything. And like, I had made 20 shards for giving that painting to the innkeeper, and I'd spent 6 on that T, and I didn't know what the effect was, if it did anything, or maybe that was what kicked me back. I have no idea. It was kind of an awkward situation. But the idea of, I think that T had put like a weird post-processing effect and made everything, the first T that was like, that someone just gave me, I think it was Aaliyah or something like that. I think it put like a weird soft light post-processing thing on everything, so like the idea of finding food and drink that affects your perception, that's a really cool idea. So yeah, it's like the feeling of that, the pure joy of exploration. I think I expected a little bit better. Like, Even visually, it can be kind of rough at times, but I still, like, there's still these areas that are clearly set up, and the whole birds thing, just flock of birds hanging in the air. I don't know. It's cool for an indie game that's like under $30. I think I bought it on sale just now. But yeah, really impressed. I want to keep playing this game. I'm glad that I spent the money on it. It's exactly what I'm in the mood for recently. So yeah, overall positive experience with it. But other than that, I'm going to end this video here. It was pretty framey as well. I didn't do too much I wanted to just kind of jump into it and see just first impressions and get things. But I'm going to try to optimize it a little bit better so I can get like a steadier frame rate. I was running it like 4K. And I don't know if that's going to affect the video or not. I hope it doesn't too much. But I wasn't really getting a solid 60. And that's kind of what I aim for. So I'll play around with optimizing the graphics a little bit, see if I can get a smoother video next time. But yeah, I'm gonna keep making videos of this and keep playing through it. It was really cool. So hopefully I'll get back into that soon. But until then, have a good one.